Chase Bank is the largest bank in America. In this video, I'm going to be covering their checkings accounts, savings accounts, loans, and credit cards. Stick around to the end of this video because if you decide Chase Bank isn't for you, I'm going to give you the best alternatives. So Chase Bank has been around since 1799 and their headquarters is in New York, USA. They have almost 5,000 locations and 16,000 ATMs. So Chase actually has 8 different checking accounts, but for 99% of the population, their Chase Total checking account is going to get the job done. There's no minimum deposit to open, but the first red flag here is there's a $12 monthly service fee. Now this is pretty easy to waive. All you have to do is have a $500 deposit every month, or you can have a balance each day of at least $1,500 or an average balance of $5,000. So that fee isn't going to be a problem if you use them as your primary bank, but if you're not going to use them as your primary checking account, then there's no reason to open up an account and pay that $12. They have Zelle built in the Chase app. And this was a big deal a couple years ago because with Zelle you can send money directly into another person's bank account, because at the time the only other options were places like Venmo, where you'd have to get the money and then transfer it to your account, so there's a couple extra steps. Nowadays, every single bank and even all the credit unions have Zelle, so that's not as big of a deal. Now, I will say I think Chase is the best banking for teenagers and college students because it's a really easy bank to get started with, and all their ATMs and physical branches are super easy to access. They also have 2 options for premium banking, but when I was looking at these account options, those accounts didn't look like they're much better than the Chase Total checking. So I can tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of their savings accounts because they charge you $35 if you have insufficient funds. For your money sitting in savings, they're only going to give you 0.01%, which is absolutely horrible. I have my money sitting in Robinhood Gold's account, which gives me 5%, meaning if I had $100,000 in Robinhood, I'd get $5,000 back every year, but with Chase, I'd only get $100 back. And their Premier Savings account only gives you 0.02%. So if you do choose a bank with Chase, I recommend opening up a high yield savings account to make a little bit more money on your uninvested cash. I'm just going to quickly go over their mortgages. Here's a chart showing you all the different loan rates, and they're going to give you rates starting at 6.75% up to 7.5%. So these are actually pretty good mortgage rates, and their auto loan rates are pretty good as well. So unfortunately, you can't refinance an auto loan with Chase. You're going to have to go through a credit union or someone like AutoPay to do that. If you're interested in refinancing your auto loan, go check out my video on PenFed's loans. And you're not actually required to have a Chase account to get an auto loan with them. So if you want to find out the rate you're going to get, you have to go to their loan calculator. When I went in and entered in some loan details, I got around 7% for new cars and then 6% for used cars. So these aren't horrible rates, but I'd still recommend going through a credit union. They also offer CD rates that are pretty good. In my area, which is California, they offer 5% for 2 months, which is a really good rate. I know a couple years ago it wasn't so good, but it looks like they bumped these up a little bit. And it looks like you're actually going to get better rates for shorter terms. But I would still recommend going with a high yield savings account because you can leave your money in there and take it out whenever. The CD certificate, you're going to get a locked in rate, but you're not going to get your money back until the term's over. Alright, now let's talk about their credit cards. And this is one of my favorite things about this bank. If you're newer to credit cards or you want all your cards in one place, this is a really good option for you because you can get 3 of their cards, and this is commonly referred to the Chase trifecta, and get pretty much all of your needs covered. Now they have a lot of different partnerships that are still considered Chase cards. They partner with places like Marriott or Bonvoy, but there's so many different cards that they partner with. I'm just going to cover their personal cards and then a couple of their business cards. So the first is their Chase Freedom Rise. This is a really good beginner card if you're just getting started with credit cards or you want to rebuild your credit. You're going to get 1.5% cash back on all your purchases, and you're going to have a really high approval rate if you have at least $250 in any of their checking accounts. So after you spend a little bit of time building credit, you can then move on to the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So this card's going to give you 1.5% back on all your purchases, as well as 3% on dining and drugstore, and then 5% on travel booked through Chase Travel Portal. They're also going to give you a $200 sign-up bonus if you spend $500 in the first 3 months of opening the account. So this is a great card to get as your second, because you can use this as a catch-all card with the 1.5%, and you're also going to get some nice rewards and a really easy sign-up bonus to hit. And then you can pair this card with the Chase Freedom Flex. The Chase Freedom Flex is going to give you 5% back on rotating cashback categories, as well as 5% back on travel booked through the Chase Travel Portal. You're also going to get 3% back on dining and drugstores, as well as a $200 sign-up bonus if you spend $500 in 3 months of opening it. So this is going to be really similar to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, but a little bit better because you get the 5% back on rotating categories. Now the next card is one of the most popular travel cards out there, and it comes with one of the best sign-up bonuses I've seen. That's a Chase Sapphire Preferred. With this card, you're going to earn 5 points on travel booked through the Chase Travel Portal, as well as a $50 annual credit for hotels. You're also going to get 60,000 points if you spend 4,000 within 3 months of the account opening, and that's going to be valued around $750. This is one of the most popular cards out there because of the point redemption rate and also the sign-up bonus. Now it does come with a $95 annual fee, but this is offset by the $50 hotel credit you're going to get and the amount of points you're going to be earning with this card. Their last personal card is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and this is going to be really similar to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but it's going to be tailored to people that spend a little bit more on travel. You're going to earn 5 points back on flights and 10 points back on hotels and car rentals when you purchase through the Chase Travel Portal after you spend $300 on travel. But this does come with a $550 annual fee, so unless you're spending a lot of money on travel, I would suggest the Sapphire Preferred. Now I know I said I wasn't going to talk about any of their partnership cards, but I will bring up their Prime Visa card. And that's because this is one of my favorite cards and a card that I'm going to get pretty soon. Because this card gives you 5% back on Amazon, Whole Foods, and Chase Travel, as well as 2% back on gas stations and restaurants. And then they're going to give you a $100 Amazon gift card, and this is the 0 annual fee card. Now the $0 annual fee is a little bit deceptive because you're going to have a Prime membership, but who doesn't have a Prime membership nowadays? And 5% back on Amazon is really useful, especially for me because I pretty much buy everything on Amazon. So if you're into business credit cards, they have a lot of options, but I'm just going to cover their Ink business cards. So the first up on the list is the Ink Premier business card. This is going to give you $1,000 cash back when you spend $10,000 in the first 3 months of the account opening. And you're going to earn 2.5% cash back on every purchase of $5,000 or more, and then 2% back on all your other business purchases. This is going to come with a $195 annual fee, so this card's only worth it if you have a really big business. Their next card is their Ink Business Unlimited card. This is going to give you a $750 cash back bonus when you spend $6,000 within the first 3 months of the account opening, and it's going to give you an unlimited 1.5% back on every one of your purchases. So this is going to be a really good card for you if your business isn't that big yet, because it's going to have a lower annual fee, but you're also going to get some nice rewards with a 1.5% back on everything. Their next card is their Ink Business Unlimited card, and that's going to give you a $750 sign-up bonus. This is going to be split up in 2 different rewards. You're going to get $350 when you spend $3,000 on purchases within 3 months, and then an additional $400 when you spend $6,000 on purchases within 6 months. Then you're going to get 5% back on select business categories, and this is a 0 annual fee card. This is a new offer for them, and in my opinion, this is one of their best business cards out there. So if you have a business, I definitely recommend this card. And their last card is their Ink Business Preferred card. You're going to get 100,000 points when you spend $8,000 within your first 3 months of the account opening, and that's going to be valued at $1,000 cash back. This is going to give you 3x points on shipping and other select business categories, and it does come with a $95 annual fee. So this is the best of their business cards in my opinion, and I definitely recommend this card if you have an online business and you're doing a lot of shipping orders. You can easily check your credit score through their app, and they make a customized plan for you to increase your credit score. On their website, they claim they help their customers increase their score by 20 points. Now, if you don't want to go with this bank, you can go with another really big bank like Bank of America, but I honestly like credit unions a lot better than banks because they're going to give you a lot lower rates and everything. I recommend going with a credit union like Alliant or PenFed, and go to my channel if you want to see my full breakdown of those credit unions. If you made it this far in the video, you might as well subscribe. Thanks for watching.